Hey, yo, what up, y'all? Looks like Tony Buzbee has made a major mistake in his battle against JayZ. Hey, man, it all boils down to the fact that Tony Buzbee did not fully vet this woman, or he did vet her, but didn't care and just felt like he would scare Sean Carter into settling because Tony Buzbee probably felt like JayZ would not want the negative PR of being attached to a Diddy situation. So here's the update on this situation. The woman who accused JayZ of harming her when she was a teenager. She did an interview, and y'all, within 60 seconds of hearing her speak, I knew she was not credible. This woman clearly suffers from mental health issues. She stated herself that she was autistic, and that's no disrespect to anybody on the spectrum because, hell, there's something wrong with all of us. But I think when you have someone who is forthcoming about having mental health issues, you have a responsibility to handle the case with care and extra due diligence. She stated that after the incident happened almost 20 years ago, she escapes the party, half-dressed, runs to a gas station, and calls her dad to come pick her up. The journalist reaches out to her dad, and the dad said, I don't remember none of this. Mind you, the father was in Rochester at the time, so it would have taken him about 5 hours to get there, and this man says he does not remember this happening at all. And if a 13-year-old girl runs into a gas station in distress, I would imagine the person working in the gas station would have called the police, not just let her sit there for 5 hours crying and waiting on her dad to come after she's been harmed. Then she said, now we backtracking a little bit. She said when she first got to the party, she started talking to band members of Good Charlotte. A spokesperson for the band came out and said they were nowhere near New York during this incident because they were on tour. So that was a lie. And when we go back to Monday night, whenever these accusations first dropped, a lot of people publicly started coming out and saying, yo, JayZ and Puff and J-Lo was at a completely different location at the time that this accuser is describing. People started posting pictures of Diddy, Hov, and they was at a club somewhere. They was nowhere near a house party like this accuser was saying. So I think it's safe to say that this is just not the truth. She even admitted there were inconsistencies in her stories, but she said she's still gonna stand by what she said for the most part. She also said this friend that dropped her off in New York to attend the VMAs, when people started saying, well, yo, where's the friend at? She said the friend had passed away. So we don't have the friend to even be a witness to verify this story. So where we stand at right now, she has no witnesses, no police report, no blank kid. She has absolutely nothing to back up her claims, and Tony Buzbee just dropped the ball on this one. And JayZ is probably about to sue him to the bottom pits of the earth. Listen, when all these online threats started between JayZ and Tony Buzbee, and JayZ told that man, don't sue me, go to the police, I mean, we should have kind of knew. He felt confident that this didn't happen. JayZ told Tony Buzbee, I'm about to show you the type of man I am. I'm not from your moral compass. I got rules. But yo, let's check out this new statement that Jay put out after the accuser did the interview. It says, today's investigative report proves this attorney, Buzbee, filed a false complaint against me in the pursuit of money and fame. This incident didn't happen, and yet he filed it in court and doubled down in the press. True justice is coming. We fight from victory, not for victory. This was over before it began. This 1-800 lawyer doesn't realize it yet, but soon. Hey, JayZ hitting them bars and threats on Tony. Golly, Tony. JayZ's lawyer wants this case completely dismissed. He wants JayZ removed from this situation. He wrote a scathing letter to the judge about Tony Buzbee. This is the letter from Alex Spiro, JayZ's lawyer, to the judge. He says, these stunning revelations make clear that the complaint filed by the plaintiff's attorney, Anthony Buzbee, therefore had no factual basis whatsoever. Even Mr. Buzbee is walking back the complaint he put his name to, excusing these glaring inconsistencies by pointing the finger at the case being referred by another firm who allegedly vetted the story before sending them to Tony Buzbee. The heinous allegations against Mr. Carter are false. Once again, the complaint filed by the plaintiff's attorney, Anthony Buzbee, therefore had no factual basis whatsoever. The heinous allegations against Mr. Carter are false. I'm not going to read this whole document. It's a bunch of legalese y'all probably are not interested in anyway. Now, this Jane Doe is not the only person who may be exaggerating the truth when it comes to Diddy and JayZ. There was another incident last week that didn't make national headlines, but there was a young lady by the name of Misha, and she was going around doing interviews with YouTubers talking about how she was the young lady in these pictures. Now, this was the fourth or fifth lawsuit filed right after Cassie, and this young lady was a Jane Doe as well. She accused Diddy of transporting her from Michigan to New York to harm her. This lawsuit had been filed since December of 2023, and all of a sudden, last week or a couple weeks ago, this lady named Misha came out and started claiming that she was the lady in the pictures. Long story short, she admitted to lying as well, and the lady in the picture is actually named Anna Kane. She had been a Jane Doe for about a year now, and the judge finally made her unmask herself. And what's key about Anna Kane is her story is a wild one too now. I don't want to discredit her yet. But what's key is she is the only accuser who is represented by the same law firm as Cassie. So you would think there's probably some credibility there because there's hundreds of people coming out suing Diddy, but this particular lawsuit isn't like grabbing up all these cases. It seems like they're being very selective on who they're dealing with, but y'all can check out the video on my page about her case as well. Now, before we close this out, let's take a look at the clip from the original person who we're doing the story about. She actually sat down with a journalist, and let's just see and y'all be the judge.
I stumbled upon Diddy's driver who told me that I was exactly what Diddy was looking for.
What did you think when he said that to you?
I thought it meant that I was just pretty.
After the alleged, she says she ran to a gas station where she called her father, who picked her up and drove her home.
We rode home in silence. He didn't ask me what happened. He didn't ask me what I did or where I was.
But hey, yo, how do y'all feel about this lady accusing JayZ? Do you feel like she's telling the truth, or is there too many holes in the story? Leave your comments below. Thanks for hanging out with me. Peace.